Man, this market, it's crazy. You think you know what you're doing and that you have everything under control until everything comes falling down. That's basically how it is. That's how it works. Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is HM and welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about whether the crypto crash is over and whether we're going to rebound from this area or keep on going down further. So I'm sure you felt that crash somehow if you're invested, because I personally did, and I have experienced crashes like these before. But let me tell you one thing, it does get easier. It doesn't get super easy, but it does get easier. And what helps is if you have some extra cash laying on the side, because you can take advantage of the crash by buying more. Personally, I didn't have any cash on the side, so I did not buy more, but I did not sell anything or do any changes to my positions. So congratulations if you're someone who haven't bought and you held through this. Well, you didn't lose at all, because let's say you have 0.1 bitcoins. Well, you still have 0.1 bitcoins. The only way you lost is if you sold. Let's say you put in $1,000 and it went down all the way to $500 in value, and you sold, then you lost $500. If not, then long term, most probably you will gonna be in profit again. And that's what I think. That's why I held on, and that's why I did not sell any of my positions. So let me tell you my thoughts on whether I think we have reached the bottom or we are gonna go further down. Let's talk about how Bitcoin is looking so far. I'm going to take a look at the daily chart, and I'm going to take a look at how we closed the candle yesterday. So notice how we made a higher low right here. So that's a low, and then we made a higher low, which is a sign of bullishness, which is a good thing, which means in the short term or in the medium term, we are going to go curve back up. And I do see it going something like maybe all the way up to this line of resistance, not exactly there. But if we break through it with enough volume, then we're good. And if not, then we're going to go back down to make maybe a higher low. And then maybe we can even make a lower high and continue further down. But I believe that we're going to go up and break this and keep going up. And the reason I believe that are the following. I actually have 3 reasons why I think the price of Bitcoin has bottomed out and we most probably reached the bottom. I could be wrong. I have been wrong in the past. But here's why I think that Bitcoin has reached the bottom. And I'm going to start with this photo right here, which is the Fear and Greed Index. That's an index that measures the fear and greed in the crypto market. If it goes up to the green area, there's greed. Medium is obviously a balance between fear and greed. And everything in the red, orange zone is actually fear. And right now we have a level of 10, which is extreme fear. And if you take a look on this chart, which is actually the chart of the Fear and Greed Index, and take a look from all the way back in 2018, and notice how, so right now we're right here. May 24th, the Fear and Greed Index is 10. If we go back to when the last time we reached this level, the last time we reached the level of 10 or even a bit lower, right here, we reached the Fear and Greed Index level of 8, right there. It was on March 14th of 2020. And you know what happened back on March 14th? The virus spread. I'm not going to say the name of the virus because YouTube might censor this in some way. But it reached a Fear and Greed Index of 8, and right now we're similar and we're close at a level of 10. It's not that big of a difference. So what happened on March of 2020 is, if you take a look at the Bitcoin chart and go all the way back to March of 2020, notice how we bottomed out right here on March 14th, right there. And ever since, if you take a look, we have been going up ever since March 14th. I'm gonna zoom out so it's easier for us. So right there, this arrow right here is March 14th. And ever since, we have bent up 1,300%. Now, right now, we're up 717%. But still, I would take that, honestly. In almost a year and 2 months, up 700%. I mean, there is no market like that. So I just need to put some things into perspective for you. I know many people come into crypto saying that they're gonna become rich overnight, but guys, this is not how it works. This is a long-term game. If you're in it for the short term, you're probably gonna be disappointed. Some traders are gonna make profit in the short term, but if you're someone who has little to no experience in trading, you're probably gonna lose if you play the short game. So please play the long game. Not financial advice, of course, but personally, I am playing the long game and it has been paying off so far. Also, what's great about the Fear and Greed Index is that you can actually know when we actually reached a market bottom, and we can also know when we actually reached a market top. Because if you take a look right here, on June 26th of 2019, we had a Fear and Greed Index of 95, which is extreme greed. And if you take a look at the chart, back in June of 2019, right here, we reached a top, and then we retraced down all the way 72%. So it's a really great indicator that shows you where you are in the market, and it's just an overall zoomed out and long-term perspective of where the markets are going. Definitely not a short-term thing. If you look at the fear and greed index today, you're not gonna buy or sell based on that exactly. It's a more of a long-term thing. And the other reason I believe we have reached the bottom is because of this thing right here. And this is called the RSI, or the Relative Strength Index. What the RSI is, it basically shows us whether we are oversold or overbought. Now, the way you can tell this is that, so you can enable it in TradingView, you can just click on the / and type in RSI, and it's right here, the Relative Strength Index, and you can pop it in. So if you take a look, the last time we reached an RSI this low, so let me put it into perspective first. Let me zoom out like that. So right now the RSI is about 26.57. The last time we were at this level, it was around May 18th as well, which is exactly aligned with the time where we started going up, where the fear and greed index was at 8, which I showed you earlier, and ever since we have been going up. So that's my second reason why I believe we have reached market bottom for now, because of the RSI and because we are oversold, and we haven't been that oversold ever since right here. The other reason why I believe that we have reached the market bottom and then we're gonna keep going up is due to this thing that I'm gonna show you right now. So the two common factors of the extreme fear and very low fear and greed index and the very low RSI, or the oversold RSI, it shows us that we might see a similar pattern in the future. And I'm gonna do that by showing you a projection. I'm gonna turn off the logarithmic scale, and I'm gonna show you what I mean. So I'm gonna take a projection, and from here all the way there, what basically I'm doing is I'm showing you a projection of if we were to follow the same pattern that happened after March of 2020, where we will go. So if I put this right here, it shows us that we are gonna go all the way up to nearly 95k or 100k. Now obviously this is not exact, we can go further up, we can also not reach 95k. This can indicate that we might follow a similar pattern. And I know, guys, history does not necessarily have to repeat itself, but there are reasons to make us believe that we might follow a certain pattern, because we have certain reasons to believe so, such as the fear and greed index and the oversold RSI. Now obviously, guys, don't take that number into heart, the exact $94,500, because if you do that, you're probably gonna fail. And what you must do is think about it as a range. So let's say it's okay if you sell at 90 to 100k. It's not that big of a difference. It's a 10% difference, but it's not that big of a deal. It's better to secure profits and take a less percentage than to not secure profits and actually ride the wave down like I did in this crash. So I think Bitcoin is still on its way to 95 to 100k this year. The other reason why I'm not so worried about this crash, and I think we're still on track to 100k Bitcoin and that we probably bottomed out, is because of this tweet by Lark Davis. And he says Ethereum had 5 massive corrections of 40% or more in 2017. The worst was 66%, and it also went up 17,000% that year. Notice we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major corrections. Bitcoin, or this year Ethereum went down in this correction about 60%. I know it's a massive drop, guys. It's like nothing we've seen before, or probably nothing you have seen before, but it happened. It happens, and it will continue to happen until the crypto space grows so much that these moves are probably near impossible. But guys, volatility is the price we pay for that extreme growth we have in crypto. There is no other market that gives you 600% gains, but at the same time, those markets do not drop 60% like crypto does. So the volatility, or the rapid up and down movements, actually are the price you pay for all the growth we had. Because even though Bitcoin has dropped 50% in the past 2 weeks, but it has been up 1,500% ever since June of 2020, which is about a year ago. There's no market like that, guys. No other market performs like that. So we obviously cannot expect Bitcoin to actually correct like other markets do and just do small corrections instead of these huge corrections that it does. So That's what I think, guys. I think we have nothing to worry about. But guys, remember, I'm always a realist and I look at stuff from a different perspective and from a zoomed out perspective. Looking at it from a short-term perspective, it's very worrying. If you look at it from the hourly, you think that, okay, this is it. We're not going to do anything anymore. But if you zoom out, you take a look, you say, okay, we're going to be fine. So that's what I think. I really hope you enjoyed this video and find it valuable. If you did, please leave a like. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Also, if you want access to my portfolio on what I'm holding, what I'm trading, and what trades that I'm making, then please consider subscribing to my Patreon. The link is going to be in the description below. That's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.